beautiful here. I enjoy the mornings, going out for my walks. I enjoy watering the flowers in the evening and just sometimes stepping out midday and catching a few warm rays in between my client readings and my video editing and so on, all the fun things I enjoy doing. So anyway, today I was checking Facebook to see if any of my children had posted, pictures of their weekend, or especially, my grandkids. And I came across a memory how Facebook generates these memory of the day. And there was one from about 10 years ago on my timeline that I zoned in on, and I thought, oh, this is interesting. I wanted to share it with all of you and have just a quick little discussion about it. It was an item called the 10 things to give up if you want to be happy. Now, I would preface that we can be happy without having to make prerequisites, okay? So the title could be a little misleading. In other words, things that may help, if you release them, may help you be in that state of happiness and feeling good about life and well-being. So let's go ahead anyway and go through the list and see what resonates with each of you. We'll have maybe a little expansion on each one, okay? The first one is dwelling on the past. And that's a big one. How many of you, me included, out there, go into some story about the past? Well, she did this, and then because of that, this happened, and then because of that, this, blah, blah, blah. Or he did that to me, or I had this horrible divorce, or, yes, those are valid, real experiences. Honor them and let them go. They are in the past. Today is the now. You are a different person now. You can create the reality you want from now. Why would you let the wake drive your boat? That's the past. That's behind you. You're in the driver's seat. Look toward the future with loving where you're at today. And the past, yes, there are hurts, there's fun times and bad times. Forgive yourself, forgive others, let it go and move on. There are shamanic techniques too that can really help with that, that I've discovered, doing an illumination, a soul retrieval. Soul retrieval can be a really big one for people. Working with detangling cords or cutting cords and so on. There's a lot of really good techniques that help a person energetically within your energy field to release stuck patterns from the past and traumatic events that are still running a little current in you. There are definitely wonderful healing techniques to release those things if you're having difficulty. So that's the first one. Let's move on to number 2, negative self-talk. Now that's a big one. How many of us catch ourselves saying, oh my gosh, what a dummy I was, or oh, I was so stupid, or those are little things that we slip up and say. But often we don't even realize the loop we get caught in negative self-talk. Well, I just can't do that. I don't have that kind of creativity. I'm not an artist, so I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't know how to video edit, so I can't make videos. And on and on and on. All this negative self-talk. I always argue with my partner, or it's creating an energy, a momentum that keeps you stuck in negativity. So I was actually working with a client this morning, her team of angels. She came in strongly and said, okay, let's give up this negative thinking and negative talk. Let's stop right there and let's move into empowerment. In this moment, I feel good. In this moment, I have confidence. In this moment, I am finding my passion and putting my energy towards my passion rather than all these other things I don't have control about, and so on. And not tying your happiness to an outcome. So many say, well, when this happens, I'll be happy. When this person does this, I'll be happy. When I make so much money, I'll be happy. No. It goes the other way around. You're putting the cart before the horse there. We want the horse pulling the cart, right? It is, I am happy. And that happiness draws good things to me. I know as I work on the passion of building my business or giving readings or creating videos, that translates to income. It may not be here now, but it's in the future, and nothing wrong with that. We all create and do work of some sort to create an income. So you don't have to tie your joy, your passion to an outcome. The outcome may be the result of your happiness and your joy, like the icing on the cake, so to speak, or the butter on the steak. So yes, definitely watch what you're saying to yourself. Watch what you're saying to the universe. Are you creating an aura of negativity and putting out magnetic energy of negativity? Or are you putting out that aura and that energy of, I can do this. I know I can. I'm intelligent. I'm happy. I have confidence. I have passion. And I know my future is here right now in a positive way. So feel the difference. What do you want to create? What life do you want to have? Talk it. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, talk it. Talk that positivity. All right, let's move on to number 3, blaming others. It's very easy to be the victim. I'm in this situation because he did that to me, or she did that, or it's their fault because, or their fault that, I am unhappy, and so on and so on, when the only person you can put responsibility on is yourself. The only person you can change is you. So yes, other people are involved. We co-create, and we choose to co-create with other people. So instead of blaming, forgive and move on. Okay, that's what happened. I maybe made a bad choice to go into this venture with that person, or to marry that person, or yada, yada, yada. It's just, let it go. Quit blaming others. Take responsibility for who you are and move forward in life, creating the world you really want. All right? The need for approval. This is number 5. The need for approval. Well, it is nice to sometimes get little accolades, but the need for approval, we often put people in authority and we think they know all. For instance, your doctor. You may go to your doctor and they say, well, you have high blood pressure, diabetes, and you need this med and that med. But do you really? Could you make dietary change or a lifestyle change? So do you need your doctor's approval to do that? No, you can choose to make that choice and do it. Do you need your spouse's approval? Depends on whether you're making a joint decision, but do you really need their approval? Do you need other outsiders' approval of who you are and what you're doing? Do I need your approval to create a video? Some of you will love it, some of you won't. That's okay, but I don't need your approval to do this video. So see what I mean? It frees you up. It's like cutting the chains that are holding you back. You have the freedom to be who you want and create as you desire, right? So number 6, being resistant to change. That's key. I mean, especially right now, it seems like the world is in so much flux, but I don't know, through my entire life that I've looked at the world, there's always change. So we can flow with it. We can adapt to the change. We can grow with it. We can allow it, especially when we see a good friend or a sibling or a child of ours or a partner, a husband, wife, partner, changing. We can resist it and create friction. We can flow with it and applaud that change is happening. Our economic structure is changing in the world. Everything is, our knowledge about food and the science of food and the nutrition is changing drastically, and so many doctors and people are still resisting it. So resisting change just causes bumpiness. It's like being on an airline and you hit turbulence and you go, but deciding to flow with the change and learn from it and grow from it and accept it, you'll find life a lot smoother. And again, you'll be in your place of feeling good about yourself and life as you flow with the change instead of against the current, right? So number 7, complaining. Now that's, we actually get addicted sometimes to complaining, just like many people are very addicted to sugar or, other substances, alcohol or so on. We get very addicted to complaining. It actually creates loops in our brain. It rewires our brain to just constantly look for reasons to complain. And that's not fun. It's not fun to be in that. I've had off days where I catch myself complaining. I go, wait a minute, how do I want to present this to the universe? How do I want my day to flow? In a grumpy, blah, gray, unhappy day, or with the sun shining and possibilities to be of service to somebody, or have some quiet time, or go for a walk with my dog? Do I want to put my energy into those more positive, nurturing things? So be careful of what you're saying about yourself, about your circumstances, and about people in your lives. If you're finding you're saying something similar to negative self-talk, if you're complaining about the situation or complaining about, the hot weather, well, find the times of day that feel good to go outside, and the other day stay in and do some creative projects or get some work done or read a good book, right? So instead of complaining, flow with it, be with it, and find a way to be in gratitude and feel like you are blessed and receiving the grace of Great Spirit instead of complaining, right? All right, so number 8. Let go of your limiting beliefs. So often we don't even realize we have limiting beliefs. So this is where some introspection, some intention, some shamanic work can help to realize that you may have an ingrained belief that really wasn't even yours. A lot of our belief system is learned and imprinted during our first 7 years of life. Does that mean we still have to carry those? Those were our parents' stories and grandparents' stories, or our teachers' stories. Create your own story and look at what is working and what isn't. Is something holding you back? Then look a little more deeply at it. What is this? What belief am I really sticking to that maybe I should step back and be an observer, and get out of the story and take a good look at it, right? So I'm going to expand on that in another video, limiting beliefs and some of the shamanic techniques that might help in finding those stagnant patterns and letting go of them. So, but that's a big one. That's a big one. If something isn't working, say, you've been eating low fat all your life, but you're getting sicker. You still have gotten diabetes and high blood pressure, and they want you on statins. And you're thinking, but I followed the food guidelines. Well, maybe you need to step back and take another look at your belief about nutrition and food. Maybe there's another way that would work better for you. But you have to get out of the story and look at it as an objective observer rather than having an attachment to a belief and feel right about that belief. Sometimes it's okay to step back, take an outside observer look at yourself and your attachment to that belief, and how is it serving you or not serving you, right? Okay, so then number 9 is the need to impress others. Well, there again, it's, we're human. We like to have that pat on the back. We like to know we're accepted by the people we love. And sometimes we just want to be good at what we're doing, right? But yet, It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of us. In fact, I've heard this said many times over many years by different teachers and authors, so I don't know who to attribute it to, but I've heard it said many times. You can line up 100 people and go down the line, and each one is going to have a different opinion, belief, or attitude about you. They're going to think of you differently than the next person. So what you think of me is none of my business, right? So I don't need to impress you. I don't need to impress anybody. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to do something a little impressive. It boosts our ego, and we can't live in a human body without that ego, but it's good to know when to tone it down and let your higher self always be in the driver's seat. So yeah, we don't need to impress other people, and what they think of us is none of our business. So remember that. What anyone else thinks of you is none of your business. Be you, do you, and enjoy being and doing you. All right. Then the big one, ta-da, is worrying. Number 10, worrying about the future. Oh my gosh. We waste so much energy, time, and brain space and get sick over worrying about the unknown. You know, the future is never set in stone. We may have a trajectory. We may have some likely outcomes based on our momentum, right? But it's never set in stone. Whenever I give a psychic reading, I'm very clear with my clients that I will read their past, their present circumstances, where they've been, where they're at, what's occurring now, and what the potential future outcomes may be. But they're potential. And they may happen or may not happen based on choices and action steps and so on. So if you ever go to a psychic and they predict your future, just know it's only possibilities. You can change anything in the future by choice and by your action and by your intention as well. So worrying about the future, and I know it's a pattern that's in almost all of us. We do it. And it gets you in that pit of your stomach or in your diaphragm, where you get short of breath and you get anxious. You know, that's what causes a lot of anxiety, is the worry about the future. You know what? Enjoy the present. Be in the now. And create your future right now by positive self-talk, by knowing you are a creator and you are intelligent and you are beautiful and you are just fine in this moment. And if you want to change your life, you know, in the next moment, you can start with intention to create that change. Instead of worrying about the future, work now, play now with your positive thoughts, your powerful, empowering affirmations to create the future you desire. So anyway, I thought that list was interesting, and I know this is a longer video. I don't normally do ones quite this long, but I thought it might help some of you and be interesting to explore. And we can always expand on any one of these topics even further in a future video. So I'm just so happy you're here today. Remember, empowering positive self-talk, and love yourself and love where you're at right now, no matter what's going on in your life. You can do it, I know. We will see you later. Thank you for being here. Many blessings. Thank you.